What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology Daily Devotional, man, and we are going through the book of Exodus. Today, we are in Exodus chapter 2, verses 18 through 20. Exodus chapter 2, verses 18 through 20. So if you haven't read it yet, go ahead, stop the tape. See that say, come back, and we're going to answer some questions, man. And if you have already read it, man, let's wait no further. Let's go ahead and jump into it and see what God has in store for us to look at today. So what's going on? That's the first question that we ask. What's happening in the scriptures? Well, the daughters that Moses had rescued or filled up with water, well, they went back and they told their pops. I think in the last episode I might have said Jethro, which is his name, or it could be like a title that he has, because it calls him the priest of Midian, and that might be like the name of the title that they call people for priest of Midian. Because here it gives another name, Ruel, and that could be his actual name. But later we find out that it's Jethro as well. So that's why I said Jethro. If there was any confusion as to why I said that, I just wanted to clear that up. But it says that they went back to their father, right? And they and I might have said father-in-law a few times. We haven't got to that. Spoiler alert. Sorry. But they went back to their father, right? And they were like, their dad was like, hey, why you come back so early, man? What's going on? What's happening? And they were like, dude, an Egyptian rescued us, man, and he saved us from these people. And then he even watered the sheep. He even fed the sheep or gave sheep water. You know, he's like, and then their daddy was like, whoa, where he at? I mean, you ain't tell him to come back? You ain't invite him over to be able to hang out with us? So some special things about this thing right here is, if you were reading with us when we went through Genesis, we talked about hospitality, and that's such a big thing in this culture, is that they want to show people the love and the goodness of where they are and their family. They have to feed them, and that's just like a cultural thing, is that they would have those who are around them at their house just sitting and talking with them and conversating with them. And so Jethro's like, why didn't you do this, man? If he saved you, what happened, man? And so and then the daughters actually talked to him about it, being like, wow, this guy here is he saved us from these people, and they said he was an Egyptian. So it's funny because, you know, we know Moses is a Hebrew, but the way he speaks, the way he dressed, bore Egyptian-looking things because he grew up in a house. And so I think what I want to do is talk a little aside, first off, about hospitality, but then second, about the fact that Moses being raised up in both cultures, inside the Hebrew culture from his mom when he was a youngster, but then whenever he was finally sent over back to Pharaoh's daughter as an Egyptian, in the elite and the cultural and the educational understanding of those people. And so he's got both, and makes it both. And so God is preparing him, man. So that moves me to what does it say about God? I think in a slight way, as we understand that God is preparing Moses for a task. We talked earlier about how he intrinsically gave him some of the heart for justice and the fire to do right. But not only was he given that, but he was also trained. He was growed up in his family's customs and culture, but also in the customs and the culture and the education and the thinking of some of the smartest minds at that time. And so Moses is being prepared. God is preparing Moses, man, for a task. And we're going to see, and I say that now for that because that was pre-exile preparation. Now Moses is about to move into post exile preparation as he begins to do some things as we continue to read. So what does this say about God? Well, the first thing it says is God is preparing his people. If he has called you to do something, he has first given you it intrinsically to know and desire for it. But he is also preparing you outwardly or externally by means of others. So whatever it is that God has called you to, be ready to do it, because he has already given you a heart for it. But now he's going to prepare you to do it. He's going to give you the tools to be able to accomplish the task that he wants you to do. So what does this say about God? What does this say about mankind? I think it says that we should be showing hospitality. That's the first thing. I know I skipped off of we need to get to doing the thing that God has called us to do because he's preparing us. God prepares us. That's the first thing, I guess. But what I want to get to is hospitality. Show hospitality, man. It is what God has called us to do. Jethro, the priest of Midian, is talking about to his daughters the need to be able to pull this gentleman to the family because of the thing that he's done. Plus, I think number 2 is that we should honor and recognize, or that's number 3, sorry. Number 3 is that we as people should honor and recognize those who do good. In a time where it is unrecognizable to see someone do good, and then sometimes people don't want to do good because they feel like they don't get recognized for it, we should recognize those who do good. So Moses didn't do this because he needed the recognition, right? He didn't do that for that purpose. Moses did it out of a sense of justice and a heart to do what's right. But Jethro understood the need to recognize this brother for his success. So let's do that, man. Let's do that. Let's move on to application now. What should we do because we understand these truths? How do we apply them to our lives? Recognize the people that are in your life doing great things, that are building you up, that are encouraging you, that are showing you how to live more for the glory of God. Recognize those people, man. Because sometimes you never know the burden and the weight that they're carrying. And if they're in an inch of giving up. And we don't want them to give up, man. We want them to continue the fight because God has called them to that task that he has put them to. And so we want to encourage them in that. So today, find somebody that you know in your life that needs to be encouraged. Lift them up. Tell them what a job they're doing to be able to help you in your path and your journey to grow closer to Christ and whatever else it may be, man. Let's do it, guys. Let's get it. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.